Okay. Now, I don't want to get all long-winded. I don't want to get all long-winded and preacher-like, although, I mean, I like preaching sometimes. Preaching is good. Preaching is underrated. In fact, a little bit ties into how I want to approach this video, to be honest. Now, here's the thing, yeah. And nobody in the house, nobody in the building to hear the old man talk. What? You guys dumbing me out there? What's up? I ain't staying on long enough. No, I stay on long enough. No, I stay on that long. All right. One thumbs up. Bloody hell. Flip it now. Big up. Big up base. Big up base. Yeah, I mean, at least you're here, base. You know what I mean? Here's what it is, yeah? And if you don't like the race aspect of what I'm going to bring to the topic, that's tough. You know what I mean? I'm a racist then. It's what it is. But when blacks have played sports, a variation of sports, a lot of European coaches have not liked the showboating or the flashy shit. They haven't liked it. They've tried to coach it out of players like this. And there's people who think it's unnecessary. Why don't you just get on with the basics? And there's no way to scientifically prove what I'm saying. But a lot of people think, let's just stick with boxing for a little while, that showboating is you trying to humiliate your opponent. And yeah, if you're going to look at it from the simplistic viewpoint, yes, it is. It is. But then again, even if you don't showboat, and let's say you're a big puncher, you smash someone's teeth out their mouth or knock them out cold, you've humiliated them, isn't it? Whether you've jiggled your hips at them before you threw the punch, you've humiliated them anyway. But the bigger point is showboating, not in all instances, does what? Showboating can help you mask nerves until you get your feet into the contest. Showboating can help you set up punches, a la Roy Jones versus Glenn Kelly, when he put his hands behind his back and then came out with the left hook and knocked him out. Showboating is not there just to be flash. Whether you're playing basketball, football, boxing, even cricket, they didn't like Viv Richards' stance, the way he hit the ball. Right? Muhammad Ali, you're not allowed to pull back with your head up in the air. It's not in the textbook. What's the shuffle about? I tell you what the shuffle is about. The shuffle is for Ali to get momentum so he can drill Cleveland Williams with a six flipping punch combination that's so flipping quick You have to get about 6 different slow motion cameras to watch the punches. And a lot of Brits, even black Brits, have issues with showboaters. Nassim Hamed, issues. They don't like that. Obviously, Ben Whittaker fights tomorrow. But you know something, right? After Chris Eubank Jr. fought Arthur Abraham, someone asked him about the showboating. And he said, I'm not trying to be flash, or I'm in there with someone trying to take my head off. I'm thinking, people don't understand that showboating is not just a mindless thing you're doing. You're actually consciously thinking, how are you going to get past this guy to dunk into the basket? How are you going to get past this guy to score on the football pitch? How are you going to get past this jab? Yeah, I'm going to exaggeratedly move my head and I'm going to slip the jab and then I'm bam! Now, not everyone can do it. And sometimes it can get excessive. So how does that tie in to Dalton Smith's performance tonight? Grant Smith is no doubt a talented trainer. His issue is, though, he shouts and it's quite monotone. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And at times, Dalton doesn't vary the speed of his shots. Dalton at times can get one-paced. And it's a shame because he's such a talented fighter and he's a good fighter. And Grant is a good coach who's done a very good job. And the opponent was very negative. But what was telling to me was when Dalton stopped walking him down, Mathieu down, and just stood up there, like with his hands crossed, come and fight. When he started doing that, and then when he started pushing his hands up the air, I'm winning, what happened? The Canadians started to fall apart. And it didn't even take Dalton's punches to make him fall apart. It's all in the mental body language. You can't just box with brawn, you box with body language. It's a spiritual thing, bruh. It is what it is. You can say, oh, there's some mumbo jumbo. All right, well, whatever you want, you want to describe it as. Yeah. In Jamaica, you know, they used to play football. They used to have these little goals, little small goals. A couple of coats or whatever they use to make it really hard to score. You know why? They don't want the game to be focused on goals. They want the game to be focused on skills. Like you broke up a man, you throw a salad on a man. Skills, passing, movement. The worst thing with football is putting young kids, small kids on 11-a-side pitches to play football. Stupidest thing ever. Let them play on small pitches and let them enjoy the flipping game. Let them play 5-a-side. They should have 5-a-side leagues. Like, from when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like, playing in the football team in primaries, in junior school, let's say. They're putting, like, us 10-year-old kids on these big bloody pitches. You know what I mean? Let them express themselves and enjoy the ball, learn how to trap the ball properly, and you know, get the fundamentals down. Like the Dutch players always had the fundamentals, and they used to play more five-a-side than us. Yeah. When Dalton, and it weren't showboating, but yo, come and fight. When he used his body language, right? When he used his body language, now you stop and come and fight. When he started putting his hands up and then punched, the guy fell apart. But there wasn't enough time left in the fight. Same thing with Anthony Yard in his last fight. Anthony Yard looked absolutely dreadful. All fight. Absolutely dreadful. And he went the distance. And then I believe it was in the 12th round. Was it in the 11th or 12th? He started boxing. He started, okay, let me make him miss and, little head movement, little body movement and stuff. I said, oh, you actually look pretty good here, Anthony. Why didn't you do this earlier? Because he was bound up by the occasion. I've got to knock him out. I've got to knock him out. Yeah, of course you've got to knock him out. But the knockout has to be set up. You've got to set up knockouts. When you look for knockouts, they're harder to score. You know what I mean? I like Dalton. I do like Dalton Smith. And it'd be interesting to see what he does when it gets to, is it Puello? It'd be very interesting. Yeah, man. I remember, is it John Chidozie? Is it John? He used to play for Leighton Orient. This is long, long time before most of you were born. And I remember him saying they basically coached the dribbling out of him. They tried to, like, his practice was basically, right, you get the ball and you just cross it straight, cross it straight away. And they just drilled that into him. And it's soul destroying. And you see the effects of British coaching in football. The fact we haven't won a game or what a trophy since 1966, before even I was born. That long. Yeah, yeah. I remember in school, Mr. Thomas, an athletics guy, used to take us for football, and before that it was Mr. Townsend. Townsend wasn't so bad, but Mr. Thomas was just like suffocating, man. And then with Mr. Ty, small dude, and he used to train semi-pro footballers, Altrincham and all teams like that. And he was a proper football guy. When he came and took over, like our football like just changed, man. Like changed. Like it was just different. I remember one time we were playing, was it Highgate Wood? Yeah, and I was a defender. And at half time, he's looking at me and says, like, what are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean? Sir? What, sir? What? I see you on the training pitch. You're shooting the ball from 20 foot because I had a very powerful shot. Where's the strikes? Where's the strikes? Well, because Mr. Thomas, I mean, like, do not go over the halfway line if you don't have to, if you're defending all that shit there. Get up there, and I want to see you, you shoot. I didn't score, but I remember I had a couple of good range shots that game. I remember. And like basically, you've got to indoctrinate that into your performance from young, from early. But it can't be like just random flashing. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to know what you do. You've got to play. You've got to have a little flair there. You have to have a little flair. You have to look at Tyson Fury. Look at Tyson Fury. He is a good boxer at his best. We have to agree he's a good boxer. But he talks a lot. He smacks talks, doesn't he? And he showboats. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yo, apart from that, Dalton performed very well. He did perform very well. Like the guy didn't want to engage. Scored a few knockdowns. Big up Base the Kid. Said I'm here Beats. Big up, big up, big up. Much appreciated. Guzzy says big up Beats. Big up. JDM, big yourself up. Boxing Lounge, big up. Dodge, what's good? Guzzy, he says, personally, I think Whitaker should showboat if that's his game. Yeah, don't let them talk you out your natural game because, oh, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Diobby Newley says, Whitaker's durability questions will be answered soon. Yeah, they will. Yeah. I tell you what, man, his physique looked flipping on point at the weigh-in, though. he looked like he's ready for it. Physically, he looks ready. He looks ready, but that only tells a bit of the picture, isn't it? Big up, Jam Down. Big yourself up, bro. Guzzy, I saw the Whitaker versus Felix Cash sparring vid. Yeah, he looked. Yeah, he was showboating in that, and he embarrassed Felix Cash. Literally, it was like I don't know. It was just night and day. The levels were night and day. He wasn't even in. I don't think he was in first gear. Guzzy said he saw the. Yeah. Just said that one. Bizzle, big yourself up, Bizzle. Chrissy G says beats talking sense. Well said. Much appreciated. Wizard Sleeves. He says I hope Whitaker gets flattened tomorrow. Oh no. I hope he wins. Whitaker. Coppin says win, lose or draw. Ben's next fight needs to be 12 rounds. It's time now. He hasn't even had 10 fights, Coppin, to be honest. Muhammad. What's up, Muhammad? Big yourself up. Ulix. Yes. What's up? The best pair yet, says large up beats. I have to acknowledge Germain's stamina tonight, but I liked how cool Smith looked. Very cool boxer. Yeah, like you see, Germain had some very good head movement, which he's had to. You know why he's had to develop that? Because he's a small, light welterweight, right? So he's had to be a bit cute, or he'd get hurt. If let's say Germain's had 20 fights at light welter, if all of them guys were say the same size as Dalton Smith, that's what he'd have to be doing, is moving his head fractionally and timing when he's going to throw it and moving out of range and not engaging. Or he'd get hurt badly. He'd get hurt really badly. You know what I'm saying? Ulix says Ben's showboating got him on the map, so he should continue. It's going to be very interesting to see how he approaches it. I want to see how I can see it live because I don't have Sky, so I'm not, and I don't want no illegal streams. But if I can pay to see it, I'm good. I'm all good. But I don't want to subscribe to Sky. See, I've got Sky Box Office, so anytime they've got box office events that I'm interested in, I can just deal with that. It's a shame they don't give you an option. Can I just watch the card? I'll just give you, you know what I mean, 10 or 20 or whatever, and just watch the card for the night, and that's it. You know what I mean? Veritas, he says, big up beats and bass. Yes, man, big up bass. Big yourself up, Veritas. Ulix, I think this is Ben's 8th fight or ninth. Yeah, it's very early. It's still quite early, Cophead, man. It's still quite early. It's still quite early. You know what I mean? I think I think until he gets 10 or 11, I think he can fight a few more 10 rounders. I think that's more than reasonable to still be at the 10 round stage while you're under 10 fights. I don't think that's bad at all. No, Dalton didn't lose, Muhammad. He won. He won every round. He won a lopsided decision. A lopsided decision. But yeah, man, done his thing, man. World titles next. He dominated, man. He dominated. Like, when he just to me, when he just stuck to the jab and didn't try and force it, yeah, it's just like, yeah, easy work. Easy work. Just use your jab, don't worry about it. Just use your jab. Rake it upstairs, then downstairs, double it up on him. You know what I mean? Force him to walk onto a few of the shots. But yeah, he done a good job. Hey, it was a good learning fight for him because like he knows now that he might have to work on how to cut the ring down and break down a moving target. These are things he has to work on. How did Josh Warrington get on? Yeah, he beat his Indian opponent on points. I think he floored him a couple of times as well. Yeah, Josh Warrington won well. He won well. I don't know what's happening with the Michael Conlan fight. They said Conlan's going to have a next fight. Maybe for the European title or something. Is he from Belfast, Michael? Because he would only qualify for that if he's from Belfast, isn't it? I would have thought. I'm sure, like, Republic of Ireland fighters back in the day could fight for British titles. Or maybe I've got that wrong. Yeah, Padley did well with the body shots, man. You know what I mean? Like, I was happy to see Padley, man. Padley was an inspirational story for me today. Like, watching him getting a stoppage win and watching him getting in the system in a promotional roster on the card. He's part of the British infrastructure now. He's become a name. I think he's an inspirational story that you mustn't give up on yourself. You mustn't give up on yourself. You must never give up on yourself. Yeah, he did well. Padley did well. Ulrich says maybe he learnt those body shots from the Shakur bout. Yeah, he was throwing in body shots very well. Very well. That body shot attack. Yeah, dropped him a couple of times. Was his opponent from Serbia or somewhere like that? I can't vouch out. Good he was, but regardless, you know what I mean? Josh is full time and hopefully he can get a couple more wins and get some good paydays and justify his position on Matchroom and perhaps go after European titles and stuff like that. And maybe the world. Maybe the world. Hey, you know what fight I want to see? I want to see Josh Padley versus Floyd Schofield. That's the fight I want to see. I think that's a very good fight. Very good fight. Yeah, man. Josh Warrington needed that win, didn't he? Really needed that win. Right, now where's the chat button? It should be here somewhere. It should be here somewhere. Feel me. Isn't Gabriela Fundora fighting actually? Am I gonna watch that? I could do, but I'll watch it tomorrow. Right, where's the chat gone? Let me just watch it from. Oh, here it is. Right. Who's SNTR Wizard Sleeve? I don't know what SNTR is. Is that senior? Or okay. Ulick says that would be interesting. However, the Schofields have been like of recent. Yeah, they're strange, man. Did they really ask for 2.5 million to fight Abdullah Mason? You really don't want to smoke. In other words, you don't want to smoke. That's what you're saying. You know what I mean? I ain't staying on too long, people. If you want to jump on and talk some boxing for half an hour, here's the link. Keep it classy. Don't put your cameras on. I'll boot your ass out immediately. You know what I mean? There's the link. Yeah, man. What about that? What's his name? What's his name again, man? The Italian sounding name kid. I think he's with Sonny Edwards. Giorgio. Is it Giorgio? He stopped Kane. What's his name? What's it? Something Kane tonight on the card. Let's see if I can find his name. Vicioli. Giorgio Vicioli. He moved to 7-0 with 6 knockouts. Big up Rob Teddy. With a dominant 4th round stoppage over Kane Baker. He's interesting, you know. He's very interesting. You see, he fights with his hands down, which traditionally has been frowned upon by British boxing coaches. But he's very relaxed. He's as fast as anything, and he sees a lot of the shots coming. And listen, the levels, the further he goes through the levels, it might be harder to do that. We all know that. But he's not suffocated. His boxing ain't suffocated. He's very I don't want to say instinctive because that almost sounds like it's not practiced. He's I'll find a word. I'll find a word. But he's not one dimensional. Let's just say that. Fights with his hands down. Um, Good timing, good speed on his shots. Kind of like him. I kind of think he's good. Crescencio, what's good? Oh, Senior is a legend. I'm Untouchable says Eubank Senior needs to be sectioned under the Mental Health Act. Maybe we all need to be sectioned under the Mental Health Act if that's the case. You know what I mean? It's weird, like you youngsters, man, like you're angry, well not angry, but you're annoyed that Eubank said Junior's a disgrace. But you're not annoyed that Junior smashed the egg in his opponent's head. which is a violation. I mean, he could have ended up in the court system. Like, if he wasn't a commodity for the event, even the British Boxing Board of Control said it, like, charges still could be filed in him. And like, here's the thing, man. Is this the example you're going to set to your little boys? If they disagree with something or somebody, then they can just throw their hands? Because listen, they're probably going to disagree with something where they're not commodities, valued commodities. They're going to end up in prison. Like, this is the role model. This is why they're getting at Andrew Tate, the red pill, because like, your morals are all above the plate. That was assault. You're like, Eubank Senior said you're a disgrace for assaulting someone. But the way the young men think today, oh, Eubank is the one who's out of touch. Yeah, you see, because Untouchable, your morals are bankrupt. And this is no disrespect to you. You are the type of dude I would not hang around with. I would not hang around you because of your morals. You have no principles. You honestly think this is good to pass on to your sons or even your daughters. You wasn't annoyed at the egg, but you're annoyed at a dad chastising his son. This is how far they push back the relevance of being a father, a strong father. This is how warped young men are these days. This is how warped they are with this social media, virtual reality shit. They are warped. I'm telling you, they're so warped. And like, this is why they like, a lot of the dudes these days, they can't understand why the girls are picking the bear. Would you rather take your chances with the bear or men? This is why they're picking the bear. And what men are understanding, like, if it was actually in real life, they're not going to pick the bear. The bear, as a woman explained, is a metaphor to how warped a lot of men are. How are you going to chastise a dad for chastising his son? But yeah, the egg didn't annoy me. It's okay, I throw the egg because I'm angry. Don't know how to conduct yourself, man. Don't know how to conduct yourself. And here's the thing, yeah? Here's the thing. Right? If Nigel Benn or one of Connor's friends had retaliated and really effed up Chris, you see Untouchable, he said, oh, that's how I want. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. This is how warped they are. They're warped. And they need to be stopped because they have no common sense. They think they're rebels. They think they're rebels. So when it's time for them to be in all this anarchy, well, I don't like it. I'll do what I like. They'll just do what they like. And then when they want it to be all moral, they expect everyone to abide by the law. These people are warped. I'm not untouchable. I can't even read your comments, bro. Seriously, I'll be because if I do, it's just gonna frustrate me. I can't even read your comments. If you can't acknowledge that was an assault or a violation, I can't. If you're an adult, I can't read your comments in good faith. I can't read your comments. I just have to leave them. It wouldn't make sense to me. At this stage in my life, I just can't. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But yo, enjoy your life, man. Enjoy it. Live by your. This is what I was saying earlier. Live by your principles, though. Don't live by mine. Live by yours. Oh, you have better principles than me. Okay. Hey, listen. You know what I mean? We can get you up out of here. You know. I'll get you up out of here. It's not a problem. You want to get up out of here, Untouchable? I don't mind kicking you out. Let me know if you want to get kicked out. Just let me know. Because I don't have to. Listen, you're not my son. You're not my friend. I don't have to tolerate that. Yeah. To be honest, I don't want. I don't really want to dialogue with people who are looking at assault like it's okay, right? But if it happened to them or someone they liked, they'll be all up in arms looking for justice. Remember, remember, there's always a mirror. Remember, there's always a mirror. What you deem is good for someone else, they may deem it good for you. All right, you said it. Kick you out, no problem. All right, I'll catch you later, bro. I'll ban you and delete your comments. Out you go. No problem at all. Yeah, that Giorgio, not a bad fighter. Not a bad fighter. Who else was on there? I watched the majority of the card. Let me see. Dalton Smith. Yeah, man. Like, not being funny, yeah? People need to go with like-minded people. You need to go on streams with people who are like-minded to you, who think that violating people, because Connor, listen, whatever you heard about Connor's ped violation, Connor didn't raise his hand to nobody. If Chris wanted to make an example of Connor being a ped cheat, wait until the 26th of April and beat him up on the stage where you're supposed to in the ring. That's why Eubank was mad. You're a disgrace, Junior. You smash someone in the head and then you're trying to justify why you're doing it. And all you youngsters, oh, I don't like what he did. He should have kept it private. No. He shouldn't. He's saying if Junior's not going to listen, I'm going to put this out there so you young men can listen, so you can handle yourself in a proper way. Because he didn't just go at Junior, did he? He was talking about Connor's foul language he's been hearing him use recently. He wasn't just going at Chris. This is about modern day standards. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. He'll listen to some of my podcasts and say, yo, young man, or not young, because I'm only about a year or so younger. He said, why do you swear so much? And I say, yeah, I need to cut that down. Why do you swear so much? What's with all the profanity? Extend your vocabulary so you don't have to use so much profanity. It's not cool. It doesn't make you look like the big man. It makes you look like an ignorant, sloppy individual. Yeah, yeah. Like I've got no problem, man. Listen, find another screen where they support your warped sense of principles. How are you going to say you have more principles than me, and you're holding up violent violations? Like how does that make sense? This is how warped, and it's not. Listen, when I'm saying you young dudes, it's what you've been taught by social media. This is what it's teaching you. This is what the modern day world is teaching you. This is what the movie industry, the gaming industry, the music industry is teaching you. And then they want to blame it all on Andrew Tate. Why there's so much misogyny in school. It's not all Andrew Tate's fault. When I grew up as a kid on television, they had all them British Legion comedians. They told jokes that were racially insensitive. whether it is about chauvinism against women or racial insensitivity. And that's just how things were done. This isn't Andrew Tate's making. This is just sloppy standards being revisited. That's all it is. I like Dalton Smith. You know why I like Dalton Smith as well? I've never heard him curse and start swearing up the place. He is a decent role model. And we actually need role models. We're really screaming out for them. Who else was on there? I thought that a Jarko fight. Oh, it was a majority decision actually. I thought a draw was probably a fair result. Looked like a draw to me over 10. It was a good fight with Ryan Kelly. Decent fight. Who else did I see? Man, I think I saw Joe Howarth and all that. I saw them fights. Right. Look, here's the thing, yeah? You cannot take the moral high ground on Connor's ped violations when you're using violence. That doesn't make you better than Connor. It doesn't make sense what you're saying. You're just as bad, and that's what Eubank is bringing light to, senior. That's criminal behavior, criminal activity. Your sons will end up in prison. Do you understand that? Your sons will end up in prison. Wow. Imagine having to explain basic instruction like this on my blessed Saturday evening to grown men who you assume have sex. Imagine having to be explaining this. And they still argue and try and rebuttal what you're saying. It's not about you. It's about young boys who are younger than you. They're going to end up in the system because they think if I strike out over things that I don't like, it's okay. Don't you see what they're saying? Misogyny is at an all-time high in young boys going to school. Real serious issues in the country. My God. We didn't have that when I was going to school. We didn't have that. This hatred. And there used to be beef between girls and boys. There's always tension and beef. But you know, not until like they're having to do reports. It's like an institutionalized culture of misogyny between 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids. Are you serious? This is the country where you get free education. You can eat any type of food. You eat 3 meals a day. You're afforded free education. You're spoilt with technology. You're spoilt with all this. And we're dealing with these type of issues. And I'm having to explain to grown men that no, it's not okay to throw your hands because you disagree with somebody. My Lord. Big up Lisa Bells. Big up Lisa. Love Lisa Bells. Freedom Fighter. What's up, Beats? You're stressed, bro. It's it's just, don't worry. A lot of you are gonna get to my age. A lot of you are gonna get to my age, and you're gonna be so frustrated by a lot of things. You're gonna get to my age, and then you'll see. Then you'll see. Mr. Essie fell asleep in the Ryan Kelly fight. Strange step up in opponent was never going to win. Well, it was a close fight. It was a close fight. Ryan actually done okay. Ryan actually done okay. You know, no, not true, not true. What you're saying, Doctor Woodop, a whole load of flipping nonsense. There are systemic issues in the country which put men and boys. Listen, listen, listen. That just sounds like some red pill bull crap. That's what it sounds like. What disadvantages do you have? What disadvantages? Yo, there's a link. I've still got time. You tell me what disadvantages, systemic issues in this country that put boys at a disadvantage. Yeah, like what? Like what? Like what? Listening to red pill content, perhaps? Talking slang all day? Smoking skunk weed perhaps too much, or drinking too much, or being exposed to too much pornographic and violent images? Not being exposed to culture, different culture apart from street culture. I dare you to hit the link and explain your nonsense. Which is basically just masking your misogyny. And listen, I'm not attacking you. I have it too. I have it too. So I'm not separating myself. We all have it. But it's when you don't acknowledge it and you don't try and do nothing about it is the issue. I dare you to hit the link. If you're real about what you said, because you printed it, you're a grown man. You printed it. Yeah? Hit the link. Viewing society as an oppressive patriarchy. Who does that? Who's doing that? The leader of the most powerful country, right? The leader of the most powerful country, Mr. Trump, is oppressed by who? He's a chauvinist and as misogynistic. He said he was going to bang his own daughter, bruh. And he's the prime president of the flipping world. What is it you are talking about? You make no sense at all. None. Who's stopping all your favorite red pillars from talking? Nobody. Who's stopping your favorite rappers from talking? Nobody. Stop making up things. What the lies? Just lies. What you say? Just lies. The oppressed patriarchy, so boys can't be boys. Meaning what exactly? This is what, like, all these popular narratives that get peddled out that make no sense. I even used to run with that. Oh, they're trying to effeminize boys. I used to run, but nonsense. If you're that way inclined, that's the road you go. You will look for it yourself. You'll search it out yourself. Especially with the internet, we have the opportunity to do so. If you're inclined to be feminized, the internet will just accelerate your path to where you want to go quicker. That's all it will do. It won't make you into no batty boy if you're not a batty boy. Stop making excuses. Stop peddling popular narratives from your favorite influencers. Be a man and stand up for what you believe. That's all you need to do. It's not complicated. Oppressed patriarchy. What's the oppressed patriarchy? Meaning boys have no, they don't have. What are you talking about? Have to apologize for the sins of their forefathers. What are you talking about? I can't. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, hey, I'm going to put this back on boxing, bro. Because and see, the thing is, right? The thing is, you're not hitting the link. You're typing in your shit. You're not. Because you're talking with your friend. Go listen. Go talk with your friend. When you've got time to hit the link, hit the link. Hit the link. You sound like a youth, though, Dr. Wu. You sound like a youth. You sound like you're channeling some influencer's words. That's what it sounds like. Hey, listen. If you can hit the link, do that. Because I'm going to put it back on boxing. Unix Games is asking, what's the patriarchy and how is it oppressed? Search me. Search me. Search me. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, let me tell you this now. The rap industry, which is predominantly male, have made billions over the last 30 years of misogynistic content. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not saying I don't listen. I'm one of the biggest consumers, but I admit it. I admit it. Because some of the music is really good. Men are not oppressed. Men are not oppressed. It's you know what it's like? You know what that is like? And I remember having arguments on my own channel about this. When people talk about white privilege. What about white privilege, Beats? Yeah, what about it? What about it? Yeah, it holds back black people. Yeah, I'm sure there are some instances where white privilege holds down black people. It's not holding you down though. In your westernized country, where you're eating fast food for lunch, dinner, this and that, and playing video games all day and smoking weed and this, that, and able to buy whatever car you want if you have the money and spoil yourself with technology, designer clothes, this and that. Nonsense. Some of you want to be victims. You love being victims. You wallow in your victim state of mind like a pig in swill. And you need to be told by another man exactly how it is. Get on with your life. Stop watching Red Pill and go find yourself a wife and a career. I don't have a wife. Go find yourself a wife. Stop listening to the red pillars and seek out the good women who are out there. If there's 100 hoes, yeah, don't worry about the general theme that they're hoes. Go look for the 100 from one gal which isn't a hoe and wife her up, bro. Big up Lisa. John Jay says we are all oppressed. I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I can show you some oppressed people around the world, though. There are some oppressed people. Yeah, there are some oppressed people where slavery is still a thing, like in the Sudan. Yeah, Libya. Mostly the dark-skinned people still enslaved. Yeah. Lisa said there was a heavyweight on this card. It was his pro debut. He's from Houston. Ronnie Shields was in his corner. He looked good. Okay. Matchroom have signed a heavyweight. Is it Atang? They signed a heavyweight from York. Supposed to be, you know what I mean, potential something, something, but we'll see. Beats, who do I think is the best current heavy fighter to test Usyk? I'm not backing away from the question, but it's hard to tell really, isn't it? Until we see someone either beat him or come close to doing it. It's hard to tell. Caballero could be that guy, could be, but we don't know. Usyk might make him look silly. John Jay, the 1% controls the rest of what exactly? Of what? Who's controlling you tonight? Who is controlling you in your habitat right now? Who's controlling you? You're controlling yourself. You came up with the idea to speak. Who's controlling what you said? Did someone make you say what you said there? You do understand that in some countries, this platform called YouTube is censored off. And unless you have the VPN technology, you cannot access it. And if they find you with it, you find yourself in serious trouble. John Jay, I didn't design society. What are you talking? What are you people talking about? You're so oppressed. Why are you all so oppressed and depressed and miserable? And patriarchy. What's the? Hey, I'm gonna get out of boxing. You know, I'm gonna get out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out of it. I'm getting out of it because it's not healthy. It's not like there's something with boxing where a certain mentality permeates itself when the boxing fans talk about issues outside boxing. Look what I'm listening to. It just sounds like madness. Dr. Woodok, I'm a married man of 17 years with kids, definitely not a red pillar. So, if you're a married man of 17 years with kids, how did the patriarchy or your definition of oppress you from having your 17 years of marriage and kids? How have you been how have you managed to do that? Shouldn't you talk from your experience to other people? Yeah, I've been married. You should be telling young men you can get married too. Why aren't you telling them that? Why are you telling them that they're oppressed then, if this is the case? That's your experience. But there you are talking about like these red pill, these patriarchy conspiracies, oppressed patriarchy conspiracies. And then you are married for 17 years. What sense does it make? Just like seriously, seriously. I don't understand it. I'm a married man of 17 years with kids talking about oppressed patriarchy. No, it is about you. It is about you. It is about you. What do you mean it's not about you? Extremes. There's too many 304s these days. Ain't worth marrying. Well, I'd agree with that. Why would you marry a 304? But there's not as much 304s as you believe they are. The red pillars to get you to patronize their content will make you believe that you're surrounded by gold diggers and 304s, but you certainly are not. If you were to talk to most girls while you're out, not working, because you shouldn't be trying to chat with girls while you're working, but while you're shopping in the gym, or you're going out for something to eat, coffee, maybe clubbing, you'd find most of the women are not 304s. They're not 304s. They might have other hang-ups and issues. I'm not going to deny that. I think a lot of women have a whole lot of issues. I'm glad that I'm not in the same dating pool as you youngsters, because it is a chore. I'm not going to lie and say it's not a chore. They have a lot of other hang-ups, but most women are not 304s. Not in the UK anyway. Not in the UK. Probably not in America either. Most of the women are not 304s. But if you listen to Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate every day, yeah, you'd start believing that this is the case. That every woman you talk to is a 304 waiting to strip you of all your money. It's no different than stereotyping black men that, oh, they're all gonna try and take your handbag and they're all gonna be smoking wacky backy and dealing drugs. It's not true. It's not true. The ideologies don't exist, bro. They're spoke about like a lot of stuff is spoken about. All you get on the internet is a lot of echo chambers, Dr. Rudock. You get echo chambers. That don't really play out if you look at the statistics in real time. Crazy. Crazy. See the thing is, even I say, like, and I'm not a Tate fan at all. Even I say, no, you cannot blame Tate for misogyny. You can't blame him for that. It was they're way before he said anything. Ulix Games. Red Pillars like a certain look that looks like 304s. Them shows like Fresh and Fit don't have women who have careers in the office, just people that do OnlyFans and social media content. A 304, Lisa, is basically okay. I'm going to show you what it spells when you turn it around. I'm not going to say it out. So it's 304. The 4 is supposed to be a H. The 0 is supposed to be an O, and the 3 is supposed to be an E. There you go. A 304 is a HOE. You know. Then you mean like there's a lot of stuff there, like the gold digger prank, which is quite funny actually. Like the guy, what's his name, London. I like when he pulls off for the girls. That is funny. I'm starting to think that could be all choreographed. That is fun. Hey, listen, when he pulls off on the girls, talking about, are you going to spend money on me? Well, big up Guzzy. Yeah, an ex-worker social joins. Beauty the Princess has never heard that term before. Yeah, it's out there. It's out there. You know what I mean? But why am I still on the zone in this boxing on? Is the big question. I'm not gonna watch the whole card, but it's still relatively early. Although I need to jump off soon actually, because I can't stay on that long. I wish I could. I could do maybe another 20 odd minutes. When did they renew my hours? I think the 24th, just before Connor gets in the ring with Chris. Oh, Base the Kid has gone on to WWE WrestleMania. Wow. You know what it is, yeah? Big up Bruce Gatz. Lisa said she's getting old. No, you're not getting old, Lisa. It's like, why? Like, you're doing the right thing. You're like, it's good when you don't know a lot of the language that is being used on these platforms. It's good because it shows that you don't have your mind in a load of crap. To be honest with you, big up Bruce Gatz. See Bruce. See what's in his name? Boxing and jazz. I love jazz as well. You know what I mean? Go listen to some jazz, bro. Listen to some jazz, some Coltrane, some Miles Davis. But even then, I mean, like, They had serious drug habits, but them guys, man, like they were so innovative, like basically improvised sessions, and like when they're blowing that horn and they're playing whatever they're playing, they're trying to get so much expression out of it that after a time, like there's not much more creativity they could push out of their music. The only thing they could do is take drugs, because some of the like the compositions are just absolute genius and absolute brilliant. You know what I mean? See, that's the thing, man. I spent a lot of my youth around musicians, a lot of it. Not around a lot of the stuff these young dudes are spending their time around. So I don't get trapped into what a whole load of people are saying in a group. I don't get trapped. I refuse to get trapped into it. A lot of you young men as well, you need to use your young brains to read. To read. I used to date this Russian girl. Beautiful. Oh my God. And it was her who used to bring books around. So you don't read. Why you don't read more? You don't read. You don't read. And at that period, I was reading quite a lot. You need to read. And I'm not telling you any particular book to read either. You need to go. You need to read stuff away from that shit you're consuming. I'm not saying to stop listening to it, but you need to read. You need to start training your brain, because no disrespect, Doctor Wu, the shit you would just didn't make any. There's no oppression, bruh. Do you know what oppression is? Do you know what oppression is? You can't be going out there telling young men they're oppressed when they're not oppressed. Don't you see how dangerous it is what you're doing? I'm trying not to shout right now. Don't you see how dangerous it is to use emotive language like that when it's not true? Oppressed. Patriarchy. And then you're telling me you're married for 17 years. Social joints. All these people online just monetize the relationship with women, and it's always guys that never get ladies when they were younger and stay complaining. Well, I'm not sure about that. I mean, Dr. Wu married for 17 years and got kids, so he had no problem getting ladies, but he's still telling us that there's like, male oppression. No, there's no male oppression. There is no male oppression. Unless you're getting bullied by other males or being subjugated by the Babylon or the police. There is no oppression. There is no oppression. And that myth needs to be busted and beaten down with a stick. You get to write your own narrative. You get to write your own narrative. And if you're unable to do that, it's because you're flipping stupid. You're thick as two short planks to listen to someone telling you you can't do this because there's oppression. You're thick as two short planks. And if you don't like what I'm saying, Dr. Wu, I'm sorry, but that's the absolute truth. Beauty the Pencil says, laughing out now, Guzzy, we're all learning. Big up the Beauty of the Pencil. Lisa Bells, male groupies, boxing fans are the worst. Bruce Gass says, Archie Moore had Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker, another great. Archie Moore had Charlie Parker keeping his workouts going. Oh, I didn't know that. Bro. You know what I mean? Now you see Archie Moore? Archie Moore was a great talker. Very articulate. Could have been dyslexic. I'm not sure if he could read and write that well. But he was a great talker. He could talk for hours and you'd just be there listening. He used to mentor kids. Young boys he used to mentor. And he wouldn't tell him those oppressed males. And trust me, the kids he were mentoring, Dr. Wu, had it 100 times worse than the kids you're saying are oppressed. 100 times. These were kids like in America, right? In certain parts of America, in the South, we're still witnessing their churches getting burnt down and the remnants of the slave trade was still there. How dare you use words like oppression for the youth of today in Western countries? How dare? Yeah, the narcotics influence the creativity, but at the same time, the more the creativity advanced, the more drugs had to be consumed. Ghazi said, the only red and blue pill I know is the Matrix movies. The Matrix movies. You said there was an oppressed patriarchy. You said you did say it. You did say it. If there's an oppressed patriarchy, that means men are being oppressed. You did say it. You said they had to pay for their forefathers, whatever. You did say it. Stand by your words, bruh. Come on. John J. Majority of social media breeds hate. Akeem, he says it's obvious, but people in particular, men without direction, discipline, have a greater chance of becoming dangerous, self-destructive, or misguided. And a lot of young boys might just be the later. You know what it is? Too many people look for a scapegoat so they can blame their victimhood on something rather than them taking charge. As Social Joy says, people don't take their life and destiny in their own hands. People have stopped chasing dreams, goals, etc. That's what it is. That's what it is. Who said all men and boys deserve punishment? Who said that? Who is implementing that? A few feminists say that. Them feminists ain't not. They're a few weak women. What they can't do anything, bro. A couple of women say that all men need to be oppressed. You're threatened by that. Really? That's really a man up moment. Don't make me laugh, bro. Don't make me laugh. Do not make me laugh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me tell you what, like, all right, let's get gritty. Let's get gritty. Yeah. You're talking about a few women saying what they want to see happen to men, and you're taking that as actual, as something actual that's happening to men. There's a difference between someone running their mouth and things happening. Yeah. Let me tell you, the patriarchy, right? Men of old really kept their women under manners, under proper manners. That's why you see all these women coming up. Oh, I want a leader. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want a leader, right? Because a leader, right, is going to take charge and perhaps put you in the kitchen and put you in the bedroom and wherever they want, find convenient for you. And you don't get to tell the leader that I don't want it to go this way. And that's how society used to flex. Whether you like it or not, people talking about alpha male, alpha male. Do you know what do people really know what alpha male is? What is alpha male? What is an alpha male? An alpha male doesn't ask for anything. He takes it. Remember that sex, money, food, resources. Take it. There's no bargaining. Mine. So all this, oh, I want an alpha male, these girls, or men say, no, you're not an alpha male. You've been indoctrinated into a civilized society. You're not an alpha male. There has never been any consistent movement from women telling men that they can't do what they want to do. Never, never. It's never happened, Dr. Wu. Never, never, never. Examples: low education attainment for boys over 30 years, no government intervention. Women for the same crime get listen. Women for crime get lighter sentences. Okay, that's happened for years. That's happened for years. But as for boys, right, and their education attainment, right, you can't blame that on patriarchy or matriarchy. You can't blame it on that. You can't blame it on that, bruh. It's kind of like when black people come from the West Indies to England after the Second World War. You know what I mean? They tried to blame our foreigners taking all the jobs. Nah, bruh, you didn't want to do all the jobs. You was demoralized after the battle. You didn't want to do the jobs. The welfare state was coming in. You didn't want to do the jobs. Let's tell the truth now. Plus, the birth rates were really decreasing in the United Kingdom. Let's tell the truth. You cut your shit. If you're gonna blame boys not performing because of the matriarchy, yeah, to me it's just funny. I just feel just see it as that absolute comedy. I just see it as absolute comedy. Absolute comedy. You know what I mean? Guzzy. He says, in my opinion, everyone has a voice now due to social media. You're hearing people that you've never heard before, and they're a very small percentage. That's the thing, man. That's the thing. Low educational attainment for boys for over 30 years. And what is and but yet okay. See, you see what you're saying there is easily debunked. Yeah, it's easily debunked because low educational attainment for boys over the 30 years, but yet the richest men in the world, the richest people in the world, are still men. London, England, Europe, Saudi Arabia are still men. Education, the school curriculum is only one way. Is only that's one way of getting your foot in the door to attain wealth. Richard Branson, he can't even flip in out of his own money. He's dyslexic, yeah? What percentage of men are rich? A bigger percentage than women. How about that? A bigger percentage than what are women. Dude, come on, man. Look, dude, you can never win this debate with me. You could never because it's based on spoiled boy problems. That all you talk is spot. Oh, these women are ruining the life of boys. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. A lot of these young boys' frustration is they don't even know how to talk to women. They don't know how to talk to girls their age. That's a lot. That's basically their biggest frustration. All of that stuff, that pseudo babble you're talking there, nah, 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 no, no. And let's not see. I'm not trying to talk down. A lot of us dudes have had periods where it was very difficult to talk to young women. Yeah, Dr. Wu Doc, less than 5%. You're focused on the minority to make a point. Yeah, and so what? They're still richer. It's still, that minority is still more than still a bigger minority than the women who are rich. And then if you go to the next band of men who have money below them, it's still going to be men. Men work for longer hours. Men do jobs that women do not want to do. Men are still out earning women. These are easy social mathematical equations to add together. Easy. This is easy work. Easy work. Akeem, do I have a playlist on YouTube of my favorite fights? I'm trying to clock sick fights I haven't come across or was too young to know and would appreciate having some kind of filter. I've got some lists. It's just to pull them up now, but I don't know. You'll have to look on my channel and see if any of the lists are available. I'll try and make some of them private at some stage. Freedom fighter, diversity out of control. In what way is it out of control? Why won't none of you hit the link and talk? Why are you like, if you've got so much opinions, why won't you hit the link and talk? Well, I'm jumping off soon. That's what I don't get. Hey, man, what Sonny Edwards said about Liam Cameron yesterday was deep. Speaking about that Sheffield breeding, they're taught to fight from both stances, be light on their feet, and they're basically, I mean, they're taught to break down that Ben Whittaker style. But he could be saying that because Grant Smith is going to be training Liam, and you see, Sonny today was with Grant Smith in Dalton Smith's corner. But although he might be biased, you're talking of reading. Yeah, you're reading content that's backing up. And see what it's backing up the theory that you believe is so prevalent. The boy crisis. And all this is just feeding into the anxiety of boys. The boy crisis. What are they doing? They're cutting off your dicks? Nah, they're not. The beauty of the pencil said, Beats, earlier I had to replay part of your conversation on this live stream to my sons on reading. And the number of times you stressed on the point reading is so underrated. Sorry to take us back. No problem at all. Oh, Raphael Bazooka Limon. Now you're talking, Lisa. Versus Bobby Shakur. Yeah. Guzzy said Sonny is biased. I saw the interview with October Red. Yeah, Whitaker said something about Lyndon Arthur, who's friends with Sonny. Yeah, of course he was still he was still upset about that. Of course he was. You know what I mean? He was still upset. He was still upset, man. Yeah, like, Warren Farrell was a male feminist in the 1970s, then changed to a male advocate. He explains why. Well, you see, this is the thing. Why was he a male feminist in the first place? Just sounds like it's probably another nut job. Why were you a male feminist anyway? Why would you be a male feminist? And now you've changed to a male advocate? He seems probably all about the place. A male feminist? Why would I be a male feminist? See, that's the thing, man. Like, I have to look who I'm going to be taking advice from on these matters. You was a male feminist. Yeah, because I thought it was the right thing to do. Why? Now you're a male advocate. So what, next year, you could be a transgender advocate. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Here's the thing, yeah? You see all these male advocates and grouping men, yeah, we're all in a group as men. You're all in a group online. You're not meeting up with these dudes. There's no revolution online. You're all cheerleading behind certain influences. It's not a movement. It's not a movement. It's not. It's not like you've got a compound where you're going to make your own village or something like that. No. Where's it all going? Where is this this male support group movement, where's it going exactly? Where's it going? Hey, listen. Before anyone think that I'm simping for women, I'm not, because let me tell you this now, right? Let me tell you this now, right? If women are convinced that they don't need men, and men are convinced that they don't need women, you know something? I'm glad I'm an old boy, and I hope that, you know what I mean, I can get off this rock sooner or later, because it's just self destruction, bro. All the way self destruction. It's just self destruction. Wow. Mm, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Rodney P. What about Rodney P? Rodney P's a good MC, actually. Yeah, I like Rodney. I like Rodney. Although, I mean, Rodney got himself into some trouble recently, and that, like, apparently bullying women, but that's his stuff to sort out. I mean, it was disappointing, but Rodney was a good MC, man. Rodney has some good lyrics, man. Rodney P from the London Posse. Pum pum dandada, Padali terrorist. I used to like. What was it? Funky rhymes. Yeah, man, he was good. He was good. Still is good. I think he's still making music. What's up, Tone? He says male feminist. He probably tried to get some nanny. That's probably what it was. Yeah, yeah. Social joys, laughing out loud. What is that? Some coping complaining group. No one tried to improve themselves. Big up, Tony. Dr. Woodok. That Tone, very possible. Dune changed his stance the way Malcolm changed his. Read the book. I believe he is genuine. When you say Malcolm changed his stance, are you talking about when he went to Mecca, or when he changed from Malcolm, what was it, Little, or Little Red, into Malcolm X? When you say changed his stance, what do you mean? Because when you say changed his stance, he was still on a mission for black improvement. That was always the goal from when he became Malcolm X. He didn't go from male feminist to male advocate. Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. That's what you want to put out there. That's what you want to put out there. Um, you're entitled to spread whatever message you want, but you ain't oppressed, bro. You ain't oppressed. You're not oppressed, bro. I remember sitting down when we used to live in South Tottenham as a little kid, and my dad squeezed his arm and he showed me it, and this white powder came out his arm. What's that? What is that? You know what that is? That's from when he used to get tapeworm when he was a kid, and they couldn't even get the medication to clear up the condition. Yeah, Yeah, you ain't never been oppressed, bro. You don't know what oppression is, bro. Yeah, go look through your family tree, do a real study, and you'll see oppression. Yeah, you guys don't know what the f you're talking about, and you live in England where it's easy to get access to this information. The mental health system in the UK, up to just like in contemporary history, you know contemporary history is only about 60, 50, 70, or even a little longer. That's contemporary history. It was so draconian. If you ended up in the mental health system in the UK back then, do you know how bad it was? Or if you was a young girl who got pregnant back then, do you know how bad it was, bro? Or if you like were a bit peculiar because you was having certain issues, mental health issues, before you was diagnosed for everything. Do you know how bad it was? You don't know oppression, bro. You don't know oppression. You haven't got a clue what you're talking about. You haven't got a clue. You really haven't got a clue. And the fact that you would use words like what you said is how can I describe it? It's disheartening. It's absolutely disheartening. It's so negative to claim that you're depressed in a country where you're eating meals regularly. You're getting the choice to choose whatever path of job you want to take. You can even apply, you can even make your route to attempt to become prime minister if you wanted to. I'm not saying you get there, but you could try. You could get into politics. You could get what's to stop you? But you choose to go down this route of this psychobabble. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You really don't know what you're talking about. Really haven't got a clue what you're talking about. And I'm not saying there isn't no hardship for boys. Of course there's hardship. There's hardship for everybody. Come on now. This is crazy. But why aren't you telling the boys to get on with the hard graft then? If you're a medical doctor. You were speaking about oppression before. Now you're backing off your point. You was talking about the oppression of young boys. You was talking about it. Where am I getting it from? I made it up that you said it. Come on now. Freedom fighter. Birmingham Council homework needed. Now they're trying to reduce bin men's pay by 15% because they got a bonus payment. Yeah, like that they haven't cleared up the bins for a long time. In king size rats and stuff, isn't it? You know what I mean? Um, the residents should stop paying their council tax until that's sorted out. What they should do is take their council tax money and pay for a private company to go clear up their bins. That's just crazy, man. I remember that there were bin strikes in the 70s. I remember in London, And when you got to Finsbury Park, you'd see all the bins stacked up at Finsbury Park. Why were they all at Finsbury Park? It's weird, isn't it? No, no, that's not true. What you said about Malcolm was not true. You said his stance on the right race. He went from thinking they were devils to realizing this was wrong. No, that's not true. That's not really exactly true. He said if white men chose to follow Islam, it could be a salvation for them. But as for saying that he stopped thinking they were devils, it's not quite what it was, Doctor Wu. Truth. It's not quite what it was. Respectfully, boxing beats and rhymes. I don't think you understand the ideology of a oppressive patriarchy. Respectfully, I don't want to, because I'm not like who's oppressed then? You see, now you're using the word oppressed, but every time I use it, you're saying you didn't use it. All right, okay. Let's type it in. Let's type it in. Let's type it in. Because I'm not simping for women. The last thing I would do is simp for women. Some of these women are bloody useless. Like they couldn't cook a hard pot of food for a black man if their flipping life depended on it, mate. You know what I mean? Not reliable, too chatty. Oppressive patriarchy. Okay, let's see. Oppressive patriarchy society. Okay. Let's get the definition. Patriarchy, often described as male-dominated societal structures, can be oppressive due to the systemic power imbalances it creates. All right, they're saying the patriarchy can be oppressive and not in favor of women. All right, no. Patriarchy society. Let's go to society. Patriarchy, meaning rule by fathers, a system where men hold primary power and dominance over women, leading to a system of oppression and equality. It manifests in various ways, including gender disparities in education, employment, and income, as well as the perpetuation of gender based violence and harmful stereotypes. Um, most forms of feminists categorize patriarchy as a present day unjust social system that subordinates and discriminates or is oppressive to women in a patriarchal society. Women are usually excluded from fully participating in politics and economic life, instead restricted to the home where they raise children. Listen, I don't even need to know. Listen, I have a rough idea what it is, bro. You're acting like it's some complex. It's really not that complex what you're talking about. Let me just say this, yeah, right? Let me just say this, right? Women, today's women, complain about, oh, you just want me to stay in the home and raise children. Well, Here's the thing, ladies. Yeah, here's the thing. You can either go cook the food for the men and raise the children, or we send you on the fucking battlefield when Putin sends over soldiers here and you can go fight the war. How about that? Or when the youth them are stabbing up your children on the street, you can go sort it out. Or we go. So I don't simp for nobody. And I've told women exactly what I said in their face, anytime, any place. I don't do no simping. But I'm certainly not going to be propping up these patriarchy oppressed men. Certainly not going to be pumping them up for nothing. Because they sound like idiots. Everyone has their roles, but no one wants to play their roles. Yeah? A lot of fathers don't want to be fathers. They want to be playboys. They want to flash it all about the place. And that's fair enough. A lot of women don't want to play their roles. They want to be boss women. They want to do OnlyFans. They want to find themselves. And that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You do what you want to do. But when your life turns into a whole lot of misery because there's no structure, remember you was a part of the problem and not the solution. It is what it is. No gumshoe. Bun this pill. Well, hey, listen. I did leave the link open for people to come and talk boxing, but they didn't. So I spoke about Dalton Smith. I spoke about the Italian sounding kid at Super Feather. He was pretty good. I spoke about Coleman and Jarko. But no one hit the link. What you just read out is why boys and men are intrinsically bad and evil. What is it? What I read out? And who said boys are intrinsically bad and evil? What like, ah. Akeem said, squeezed the white powder out of his arm. Damn, lifelong struggle. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. And my aunt spoke to me about my dad. My aunt Margaret was a beautiful woman, like beautiful spirited woman, man. Very kind woman. I didn't hear it like some of my elder sisters told me about. You know, listen, yeah. My dad used to question the elders, parents, and stuff like that, and he got brutalized for it. He brutal, and he was a tough taskmaster as a father, but he got brutalized for it. A tough life. Yeah, I can't say I had a few issues growing up, but I can't say I didn't have a tough life, bro. Played football, always a cooked meal when I came home, warm house. Even when we used to use paraffin heaters and you know what I mean and stuff. Um, had a few holidays. My dad worked hard. We had a business. My mum worked hard. But no, there was no oppression. They struggled, so we didn't have to struggle as hard as they did. Yeah, my mum used to work in the fields in Montserrat. You know, when I found out some stuff that my mum went through as a young girl, it fucking hurt me to the core. To the core. I can't. Hurt to the core. My mum's life. So when I hear to me, you sound like a youth, man. You sound like a youth talking about London youth to oppress. You sound like a youth, bro. Sound like a youth. I'm not gonna lie. Stockholm syndrome, London youths standing on the corner, screwing people out, oppressed. You know what I mean? You point, yeah. Really, it's a joke. Freedom fighter and stuck. Accommodation like slaves, Barbados. Big up the beauty of the pencil. I mean, like, what's the boxing saying, bro? What's going on with the boxing? It's like, you know, like Ring IQ. He done that thumbnail, and like, you know, people are trying to tell him that, oh, he's the big racist and this that. Just stop it, bro. Just stop it. Stop it, bro. Stop it. It's just like everything is a big moan and whining fest. Guzzy, am I doing a live for Liam? I need to get a link because I don't have Sky Sports. That's my issue, and I don't have no VPN and all that crap there. I mean, although I should do by now, but although I don't want to do illegal streams, but I'm not purchasing Sky Sports. I'm not purchasing it. It's not value for me. But I would love to do a live. That would mean leaving a little time on my Freeview account. Yeah, Gabriella Fundora. Gabriella Fundora. Yeah, there's some crazy women about it. Crazy women. Crazy women. Of course, there's some crazy women. We're in a crazy time. There's crazy men and crazy women. Just stop hanging around with the crazy. Don't hang around with the crazy dudes, yeah, as friends, and don't date the crazy women and try and wife them up or whatever. Or you'll have to deal with the consequences. Now TV, Sky Sports, 1 day pass is 15 quid. Now, do I have that on my smart television? Is the thing, Tom? I have to look that. Okay. Freedom Fighter said that so and so has a problem with his boys. They, I don't understand what you written there. I don't understand your grammar. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And look, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. Like, he caricatures fighters from all ethnicities. That's his thing. He caricatures everybody. Yeah, he caricatures everybody. Like I think he hit a chord because of the part of the face that he accentuated of Clarissa. That's what happened. But that's what he does. He caricatures everybody. And it's weird though, isn't it? Like when people across the pond were calling Terence Crawford top rank Toby and stuff like that, and worse. That like what was that? What's that all about? What was this is what I don't get. Yeah, it's like people like they want to chastise certain sections of the internet. Oh, you're doing that, and then you find like I tell you, is it Fight Fan Live? Like he came on one of my lives the other day talking about, oh, you're talking down the Caribbean people, and I'm from Jamaica as well. I'm not talking down no one, but yet he's getting Tariq Nasheed to back him up, saying, and he threw a little slide diss at me, saying, oh, people over here talking down Jamaican businesses and using Tariq Nasheed's response to Wallow. And isn't Tariq Nasheed the one who calls black women Negro bedwenches? So you can follow him who use language like that. I would never use that language. I would never use that language. But that's okay. And this is why. This is why. You see the online pro-black movement? Keep me out of it. I'm not in it. I'm not interested. I'm not saying I don't talk about black issues, but I don't get too fanatical and radical because it's online. It's not real. Yeah? Keep me out. And the all male movement, I don't want no part of that either. Well, you mean our boys are broken movement? Dr. Woodop, do I think the DAZN subscription is value for money? Well, it's value for my money. Who are his boys? Who are his boys? See, the thing is, people have accused my channel of being racist, and they're entitled to do that. You know what I mean? Oh, Now TV. I'm going to do that when I get off. I can see if I can download the app. 15 quid a day. That's not too bad, you know. That's not too bad. Get to watch the card live. Who are his boys? Ring IQ is not racist. And some of the people who follow him are racist. But some of the people who follow me are pro-black. They are. And I got attacked for it. Yeah. But he's not a racist. He's not racist. Jewish is not racist. And then it turned into a colorism issue with Caroline Dubois saying, how comes Alicia doesn't get pictures that depict her like that? And I think she was suggesting it's because she's a light-skinned lady. But I see the thing is, you see, that's a dishonest debate. Alicia doesn't get caricatured like that because she doesn't make the same decisions that Clarissa makes. Like, for instance, when Adrian Broner came at Alicia and was calling her, even that what he was saying about her was just like he sounded like a little kid, a little punk kid, right? She didn't start trading with him. She just left him. She left him. Now, if that was Clarissa, she would have steamed straight back in. But the way Alicia saw it, said she's not going to roll in the mud with this street dude, this little street punk. Let him go say what she's saying. And any lady with any self-respect wouldn't start rolling on the floor on the internet with that guy. She would leave him where he is. Only a crazy woman would do that. And that's why they get different reactions. Like, let's keep it real. You know what I mean? If it's colorism, then it is what it is. If that's what people see it as, that's fair enough. But the reason that Amanda is fronting this women's movement at Netflix is because she's more approachable than Clarissa. Now, people are going to say, oh, it's because she's light skinned and they're not going to give the dark skinned girl the chance. So what? So what are we saying now? That Clarissa is as approachable as Amanda? Are we going to be that dishonest because we want this equality or this we want to prove the narrative right? It's just a dishonest debate. Iron Kong, Eddie should be ashamed of this debacle of a fight card just now. Just now, are you talking about the one in Manchester with Dalton? Yeah, what was wrong with the card? What was wrong with the card? I thought Dalton actually performed pretty well. Just a bit one paced. I thought the Ryan Jaku fight was good. Wasn't that bad a card, but okay. Well, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. His phone in crew. Okay. Not all. I don't know. I don't know. All I know. Okay. I mean, I don't see it like that anyway. I don't see it like that. So what? Clarissa ain't racist then? Are you saying Clarissa? If that's the case, then if you're going to say Julius is racist, is Clarissa racist then? Freedom fighter. Is she racist? Has she ever said anything racist or anything racist? Iron Kong says the card was poor. Main event was against another garbage fighter. Dalton is going backwards since Sabeda. Well, I don't know. He's the number one contender. They're saying he's getting a world title fight. So I don't know if that's going backward. He's maintained his spot. You know what I mean? No gum shield said beats. You're 100% on that ring IQ poster and bro situation. That was exactly my thought when I analysed it. You're 100% on this. Caroline is talking ish. That's what I believe. I mean, like that's just what I believe. But she likes Clarissa, isn't it? She's influenced by Clarissa. But that's not going to help her get popular in this country. I'm telling you that. But and then she'll be saying, "Oh, it's because I'm a dark skinned woman." You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Clarissa isn't trying to unify women. They have to use Amanda because Amanda is approachable. Look at Amanda. Even when Amanda went back and forth with Katie Taylor, they went back and forth, but at the end it was all smiles. Okay, we said what we said. That's done. There wasn't like "fuck you, Katie," and it didn't get really ratchet. Carissa's shit gets ratchet to the point where Mr. Bashir was hospitalized after a couple of words back and forth with her and her entourage. He was hospitalized. Come on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. You know, people trying to turn it into a black against light skinned girl issue or nah. It's that's see this man. Iron Kong said Clarissa thinks everyone else is the problem. Truth is she's just abrasive and doesn't know when to S the F up. Let's keep it real. Gumshill said Caroline is trying to adopt her idol, Clarissa's personality, but it's not going to work in the UK, not for a woman anyway. Yeah, it's not the way to go. It's just not the way to go. You know what I mean? Unless she's an exceptional fighter. It's not the way to go. You know what I mean? Stuart says, evening. Hope you're good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I don't know where that's going for Caroline. I really don't know where that's going. You know what I mean? Like, see, that's the thing, right? You can't adopt. You could. She can't adopt Clarissa's persona, being a British girl, because there are a lot of similarities between Britain and the UK. There are a lot, but when it comes to the nuance, you're not going to be able to pull that off in the UK. It's not going to go down very well at all. It really isn't. It's not going to go down. Iron Kong says, ain't no dark skin, nothing. People trying to play the race card and colorist nonsense. Clarissa has all these accolades and got her biggest attention when she got involved in a public dust up with married people. There you go. There you go. Look at the ratchet situation there. You're getting involved in the marriage situation, threatening to beat up the guy's wife. Yeah. All right. So you fell out with him because he supports Trump. Okay. I don't know. 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 The Trump Kool-Aid. Lots of people drunk the Trump Kool-Aid. So if he had rolled with Kamala Harris, he would have still stayed sub to his channel. I don't know, man. Look, it's politics, man. It's supposed to be democracy, man. You can vote any way you want, man. That's it. The Trump Kool-Aid. Blame the California fires. What is DEI? What's the tell me what DEI is. What is DEI? I don't know what DEI is. I need to know what that is before I get out of it. DEI? On diversity, equality, and inclusion. All I know, I'm not falling out. I mean, with no one like, I mean, hey, you know what I mean, I am gonna address it. I'm gonna address it, but I'm not gonna. Tom said, Ring is a Trump supporter, laughing my ass off. There's loads of Trump supporters. Well, there must be Trump supporters. I mean, the man got in power. He got into the seat, didn't he? Um, Lots of people are Trump supporters, but then again, I don't know. I don't know. This Leo Tang, we don't know. I don't know nothing about him, my uncle. I know Eddie announced and introduced him to us today. I don't know. What do I think about AI? AI is dangerous. How could diversity, equality, and inclusion start the fires? Oh, Clarissa was bigging up Caroline for being outspoken. From then on, I knew it was a start of something to come. This is just the beginning. I tell you what, yeah. In America, they don't really shut down Clarissa for outspoken views. But if Caroline tries that over here, the media will make her life hell. They will make her life. And I'm not saying they should, but that's just the reality. They're going to make her life hell, man. They really are. I mean, you saw what happened to AJ because he made that speech on the Black Lives Matter march. Oh dear. I mean, wow. I don't get too absorbed into people's views, political views online because it's online and I don't get that absorbed. You know what I mean? Beats pretty much in America. DEI stands for the N word, but what people are discovering is that DEI benefit a lot of white women, especially. D that stands for the N word. Okay, are you in America, Iron Kong? Probably are. Okay. Hey, listen. If you guys don't like his content, stop watching. Just don't watch it then. Don't watch it. Like so, one of you said you unsub. Unsub and don't watch it. Don't watch it. That would be your best bet. Is not to watch it. I don't watch a lot of content right now. Clarissa versus Caroline. Thoughts in 12 months. Um, I think Caroline is 135 pounds. Maybe depends how much weight classes she can go up and can Clarissa get down to a weight where they could meet in the middle? I'm not too sure. I don't know, but everything is an issue. Colorism with the women now, um, young males being oppressed, um, the misogyny culture, like everything. Tone says Clarissa would bruck it up. Yeah, she probably would. I code are attaching DEI to benefiting black people and having black people in positions they are qualified for. So DEI for these people is code word for N word. Oh, but you're not in America. Okay, okay, all right. That's your opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's your opinion. Like I said, true. If you don't like so and so's shit, unsubscribe and stop watching. That's what I did. He falls in the bracket of Latinos who want so much to be identified with whiteness. Okay, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, you made your decision. You made your decision, and that's your decision. But, yeah. Yeah. I've listened to a couple of his videos this week though, and how come I'm not getting that energy that he wants to be a white guy from his content? Maybe I haven't listened to a lot of lives recently, but I listened to a couple of his videos. Probably at least one every 2 days. I listen to a Real IQ video, so I'm not getting that energy from it. I'm not getting. I think Bomb. I don't know. I think Baumgartner would beat her. If going by that last performance, I see Caroline have against the South Korean woman. I don't know. Be a good fight though. I hope they do make it. I hope they do make that fight at No Gum Shield. I'd like to see that fight. Freedom fighter. No power though. Find it hard to rate a non-puncher. Who's a non-puncher? Yeah. You don't know what DEI is. I do know what DEI. I just read it. I just read it. Diversity, equality, and inclusion. So what do you mean I wouldn't get it? You think that's a complicated concept? That's not a complicated. I just read it and I got it in 2 seconds. But I think it's you who doesn't get it because that certainly doesn't qualify for DEI means the N word. Certainly doesn't. So either you're listening to someone's narrative or you've got a twisted concept of what that means because it certainly doesn't mean the N word. Certainly doesn't. John Jay, who's got Cameron winning? After listening to Sonny, I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. It doesn't mean the N word. That doesn't mean the N word. But you said it means the N word. How could diversity and equality mean the N word? Diversity, equity, not equality actually. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. That don't mean the N word. That means all. Um, what would you call them? Minority groups, perhaps. So you're talking about the LGBT this and different ethnicities, women or whatnot, and trans and all of that would come under that. You certainly don't mean the code for the N word, but definitely you could see the N word demographic being prominent in that movement. I can see that, but it certainly doesn't. No one with a brain in their head, yeah, would look at that and say, yeah, it's code word for the N word. It just wouldn't make sense. And then you said white women benefit off it, so even that contradicts that. Um, it's code word for the N word if white women are benefiting off it. Yeah, wokeness, freedom fighter. Yeah, I'd run with that. Wokeness, yeah, yeah, wokeness. Yeah, UK voted a woman is a woman. I mean, all that, like, what a waste of time. Imagine that, like, Parliament is spending tax pound notes to have debates on whether a woman is a woman. Like, like, what? Now, see, the thing is, yeah, if anyone was going to say, yeah, that's some nonsense, yeah, I'd get down with that. Yeah, that's some stupidness. That's some idiot thing, right? But all this male matriarchy and oh God. Yeah, that's just some stupid crap that we even had to have a vote on that. People waiting up, oh, no, we didn't get our way. Well, what do you mean you didn't get your way? Are you a woman or not? Because if you're born with a Bozak, you're not a woman. You're not a woman. Nutters. Absolute nutters. Anyway, they're probably going to flag up my hangout now because of this content. Screw them. All right, so now TV is what you're saying, Tom. I'm going to jump off and look and see how to add that app onto the TV. 15 quid a day. That's all right. I'll just give him the 15 quid. I might have to jump. Let me jump off so I can get a little time to jump on and go live if I can do that. Peace, 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 peace.